The laughter echoed through the grand wedding hall as Emily raised her glass, teasing her best friend during the toast. "If no one marries me by next year, I'll just settle for the coldest millionaire in town, Ethan Blackwood," she joked, unaware that her words would ignite a wildfire of gossip. Cameras flashed, people gasped, and before she could take it back, Ethan himself appeared from the crowd, expression unreadable, eyes sharp as ice. The room fell silent as he slowly approached her, his voice smooth yet chilling. "Careful what you wish for, Miss Carter. I don't like jokes made at my expense." The crowd laughed awkwardly, thinking it was part of the show, but Emily's heart pounded. His tone wasn't playful. Ethan Blackwood was not a man anyone dared to tease. A ruthless millionaire, known for building an empire from ashes and freezing out anyone who dared cross him. Emily had only ever seen him in headlines: powerful, composed, untouchable. Yet now, his steely gray eyes were fixed on her, as though measuring her worth. She tried to apologize, her voice trembling, but he simply smirked and walked away, leaving her humiliated in front of hundreds. The night that was supposed to be her best friend's fairy tale turned into Emily's nightmare. Little did she know, that single joke would change the course of her life forever. The next morning, Emily's phone buzzed endlessly with notifications. Emily Carter engaged to Ethan Blackwood? Socialite's joke turns into proposal. Her name was plastered across every social media platform, her innocent joke twisted into breaking news. Her company began receiving calls from investors, curious about her connection to Ethan. Her boss demanded answers. Panic clawed at her chest as she tried to deny the rumors, but no one believed her. That's when Ethan called. "Since you've dragged my name into a scandal," he said coldly, "you'll help me fix it. Meet me in my office. Now." Stepping into his glass-walled skyscraper felt like entering another world. Ethan sat behind a sleek desk, every inch the commanding CEO he was rumored to be. "You've made a mess," he said, sliding a tabloid across the table. "And now, both our reputations are at stake." Emily swallowed hard, murmuring that it was all just a joke. "Then let's make it look real," he interrupted. "We announce an engagement for the cameras. It protects my image and saves yours." Her heart stopped. "Pretend to be engaged? To you?" His eyes didn't waver. "Exactly." The arrangement felt like a trap. Emily tried to argue, but Ethan's logic was unshakable. If she refused, her career and reputation would crumble under the weight of the rumors. Reluctantly, she agreed, signing a contract that detailed their fake engagement's terms. For the next 3 months, they'd appear together at events, attend interviews, and act the part of a happy couple. No emotions. No attachment. Just business. "I'll make sure this ends cleanly," he said, sliding the papers back. But his tone hinted at something darker, something that made Emily's chest tighten with unease. Their first public appearance was at a charity gala. Cameras flashed as Ethan placed a hand around her waist, his touch cold yet possessive. He played his role flawlessly, smiling, whispering in her ear, even pulling her close for photos. But behind the scenes, he was distant, calculating. "Smile wider," he'd murmur. "People are watching." Emily began to resent the act, the way his world demanded perfection and control. Yet, somewhere between fake laughter and scripted affection, she started noticing glimpses of a man hidden behind the ice. A man who flinched when people praised him too much. A man who avoided talking about his past. One evening, as they left an event, a paparazzo shouted something cruel about Ethan's late father. His mask cracked for a second, jaw tightening, eyes shadowed with pain. Emily instinctively took his hand, whispering, "Ignore them." For the first time, his gaze softened. That night, he didn't drop her home immediately. Instead, they stopped by a quiet cafe, away from cameras. Over steaming cups of coffee, Ethan shared the story no one knew, that his father had abandoned their family, and the world had mocked him as the boy who wasn't enough. It explained his armor of control, his coldness. Emily listened, not as his fake fiancé, but as someone who truly saw him. Days turned into weeks, and the line between fake and real began to blur. Emily found herself anticipating his calls, his rare smiles. He started noticing her too, the way she laughed without trying to impress, the warmth she carried even in silence. But neither dared to admit it. The contract loomed between them, reminding them that what they had wasn't supposed to be real. Yet one night, after a particularly brutal press event, Ethan pulled her aside and whispered, "You make all of this bearable." Her heart skipped. It wasn't part of the act anymore. Then came the storm. A leaked video of Ethan's ex-girlfriend surfaced, claiming Emily was just another one of his image strategies. The media exploded, calling Emily a gold digger and a liar. Her workplace suspended her. Reporters camped outside her apartment. Devastated, she went to confront Ethan, only to find him in his office surrounded by chaos. "Did you know about this?" she demanded, eyes brimming with tears. He looked tired, almost broken. "No. But I'll fix it." "Don't," she whispered. "This was never real anyway, right?" And with that, she walked out, ending their contract before her heart shattered further. For days, Ethan couldn't focus. Every deal, every meeting felt hollow without her. He realized the truth too late. Somewhere along the way, the pretend had become his reality. Emily wasn't a problem to fix, she was the only person who had ever seen him, not as the cold millionaire, but as a man. He tried to reach out, but she ignored every call. Until one morning, her best friend's wedding photos went viral again, this time with headlines reading, "Ethan Blackwood seen buying ring." The internet buzzed, but Emily refused to believe it. She'd had enough of fairy tales. A week later, there was a knock at her door. Ethan stood there, drenched in rain, holding a single white rose. "You once said you'd settle for the coldest millionaire," he said softly. "I'm asking you to stay, not because the world thinks you should, but because I can't imagine it without you." Emily's tears fell freely. "You don't do feelings, remember?" He smiled faintly. "I didn't until you." The simplicity of his words melted every wall she'd built. He dropped to one knee, no cameras, no contracts, just two broken souls daring to try again. Their engagement this time was real, but quieter. Ethan stopped caring about appearances, focusing instead on learning how to love without fear. Emily supported him through the chaos, teaching him that strength wasn't control, it was vulnerability. Together, they rebuilt not just their image, but their lives. Their story wasn't the glamorous fairy tale people expected, but it was honest, raw, and beautifully imperfect. Months later, as they stood at their small, intimate wedding, Ethan whispered, "You changed my world," with a single joke. Emily laughed softly, replying, "Guess it wasn't such a bad one after all." The crowd smiled, unaware of the battles they had fought to reach that moment. For the first time, Ethan wasn't the coldest millionaire, he was simply a man in love. Their marriage became a testament to second chances, showing that even the most unlikely beginnings could lead to the most beautiful endings. Emily learned that love wasn't about perfection or power, it was about two people choosing each other every day, even when life got messy. And Ethan discovered that warmth didn't make you weak, it made you human. In the end, their story reminded everyone who had followed their scandal that sometimes, the most unexpected mistakes can lead to the truest form of happiness. A joke that had once humiliated her became the reason she found her forever. And as they danced under the stars, Emily whispered, "Maybe fate just has a sense of humor." Their laughter echoed into the night, a reminder that love often begins where logic ends, and that even the coldest hearts can thaw when touched by kindness.